What's going on, guys? Today we'll be taking a look at the F1 Follow Focus by Morton. Now generally these systems are designed with film crews in mind. One person would operate the camera and the other person would pull focus. However, you can use this system with one operator. So I'll show you guys how to get this set up, and I'll also talk about some of the benefits of using manual focus. Now Morton did send this out to me for review, but as always, I'll be giving you guys my unbiased opinion. With that said, let's get to it. So inside the box you get the F1 Follow Focus. Now Morton did a nice job with the build of this device. It's primarily made out of metal except for the gear and the focus disc. They even use metal for the knob, and this gives the device a really premium feel. On the bottom you'll find your tension knob, and this is used to make a solid connection between the two gears. Up top you have your marker. Now you'll use this in conjunction with the focus disc in order to reference your focus points. Also inside the box you'll find a rubber focus gear with a tension lever. Now Morton included an anti-grip protection tip on this lever to ensure that the gear stays in place. Aside from that, you get a microfiber cloth, a service card, and a business card. Now to get this set up, you'll need a rail system. I'm using the rails for my shoulder rig, but there are several types of rail systems, so you'll have to determine which type you need and purchase that separately. Now Morton does sell rail systems for about 38 bucks, so I'll be sure to link that in the description below. First you'll want to attach your focus gear to the lens. You want to make sure that the gear fits snug on the focus ring. Then use the tightening lever to tighten the gears in place. Next you'll slide the follow focus onto the rails. You can place the gear on the left or the right side of the device, depending on which hand you want to pull focus with. From here you simply tighten it down with the tightening knob on the bottom, and you're good to go. You'll know that the system is installed properly when you turn the focus knob and the gears turn. Here you'll want to check for slipping and loose connections. Here I've set up some Android figures so we can take a closer look at how the lens focuses with and without the follow focus. First I'll show you how the autofocus on my Nikon D500 looks. Here you can see a significant change in the frame as I select focus points. This is called lens breathing. Now the same thing occurs when you manually focus, but it's not nearly as dramatic. Now here's a shot of me manually pulling focus with the follow focus. Here you can see that the transition between focus points are much smoother and appear much more deliberate. Now pulling focus manually without the follow focus looks basically the same as it does when using it, but there are a few things that make using the follow focus a bit better in my opinion. The first thing is preciseness. So once you set your focus, you use a dry erase marker to mark your focus point. This references your focus, so once you move from this point, you know exactly where your focus lies. Now like I said earlier, this is really designed for multiple operators, because it would be pretty difficult to focus on these marks all while monitoring your composition and focus. But overall, using these marks as reference definitely gives you a bit more accuracy. Now the other benefit in my opinion is the feel. When I use the follow focus knob, it feels similar to using a fluid head in the sense that it has drag. Now if you've ever used a fluid head and compared it to not using one, then you know the feeling. It gives you this feeling of preciseness, added control, and fluidness. Now the final difference and benefit for me when using this system is how you focus. Now when focusing manually without this system, it feels a bit uncomfortable and less stable. What I mean by this is when I'm trying to pull focus and it requires me to turn the focus ring a considerable amount, I usually have to twist my wrist in an awkward position, which forces my elbow up, which ultimately breaks down my stability and causes unwanted movement in the shot. However, with this system, my fingers fit nicely into the grooves of the knob and the turn feels more natural and controlled. Now if I had to complain about something, it would have to be the way the gear on the lens looks. I don't really like the way the excess looks just hanging there. Now I understand the purpose, which is for larger lenses, but I just wish it could be a bit cleaner. But anyway, who is this device for? Is it for everyone? Is it a must? No. But if you're someone that's into manual focus or someone that's looking to get out of autofocus and you want more control over your camera and ultimately your content, then this is definitely worth taking a look at. Now this device is $59.95, and the thing is, I won't actually be using this system. And that's because Morton has another version, the F4, which is about $9 more. And the major difference between the two is that version has hard stops. Now the hard stops allow you to lock your focus in with screws. So once you hit your mark, it makes contact with the screw and stops. So this will eliminate any possibility of you ever missing your focus point. It'll allow you to keep more of your focus on the LCD or monitor. But anyway, That's my review of the F1 Follow Focus by Immortan. I'll leave links to both these versions just in case you guys want to check them out. But let me know what you guys think about follow focus systems. So leave a comment below. So until next time, peace.